Prince Philip. Royal family mourn as Duke laid to rest. Duke of Edinburgh has been laid to rest in an intimate funeral at St George's Chapel. The Dean of Windsor paid tribute to Prince Philip's unwavering loyalty to the Queen and service to the nation. The congregation wore masks and were socially distanced in line with COVID rules, with the Queen seated alone. Ahead of the service, the Duke's children walked behind his coffin in a funeral procession, and there was a national minute's silence. His coffin was carried the short distance to St George's Chapel on a modified Land Rover, which the Duke himself helped to design. Princess Anne and Prince Charles made up the front row behind the vehicle, followed by Prince Edward and Prince Andrew. In the third row, Prince William and Prince Harry walked either side of their cousin Peter Phillips. More than 730 members of the armed forces took part in the event, but there was a limit of 30 mourners inside St George's Chapel. Under coronavirus rules, a ceremonial gunfire at 9 locations across the UK and in Gibraltar marked the start and end of the national minute's silence. No planes landed or took off at Heathrow for 6 minutes to coincide with the silence, and all major sporting events were rescheduled to avoid a clash with the funeral. The funeral service was conducted by the Dean of Windsor, with the Archbishop of Canterbury pronouncing the blessing. Buglers of the Royal Marines sounded action stations, a signal that all hands should be ready for battle, as the coffin was lowered into the royal vault. At the end of the service, the Dean of Windsor paid tribute to Prince Philip's kindness, humor and humanity, and the many ways in which his long life has been a blessing to us. We have been inspired by his unwavering loyalty to our Queen, by his service to the nation and the Commonwealth, by his courage, fortitude and faith, he said during his bidding. Duke's association with the Royal Navy and love of the sea was also a focus of the service, but no sermon was delivered, in line with his wishes. Music included the 1860 hymn Eternal Father, Strong to Save, by William Whiting, which is associated with seafarers and the maritime armed services. There was a reduced choir of 4 singers, but the congregation did not sing, in line with coronavirus restrictions. Buckingham Palace said the funeral plans had been modified to take into account public health guidelines. The funeral took place entirely within the grounds of the castle, and the public were asked not to gather there or at other royal residences. The ceremonial aspects of the day and the service remained in line with Prince Philip's wishes and reflected his military affiliations and personal elements of his life. Ahead of the funeral, the Queen shared a favourite photograph of herself with the Duke of Edinburgh, showing the couple in Aberdeenshire. Taken by the Countess of Wessex in 2003. The picture shows the couple relaxing on a picnic rug on the grass at the Coils of Mute Beauty Spot near the Queen's private estate of Balmoral. 30 guests at the funeral wore mourning coats with medals or day dress, but not military uniform. Queen and Duke's 4 children, the Prince of Wales, the Princess Royal, the Duke of York and the Earl of Wessex, and as well as their 8 grandchildren attended, but none of their young great-grandchildren. Spouses of the children and grandchildren are among the congregation, including 2 who have married into the family in recent years, Jack Brooksbank and Edoardo Mapelli Mosey, husbands of Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice. The Duke of Sussex's wife, Meghan, is heavily pregnant and was advised by her doctors not to fly in from the US. She was said to have watched the service from home. Other mourners included the children of the Queen's sister, Princess Margaret, and 3 of Prince Philip's German relatives, Bernhard, the hereditary Prince of Baden, Donatus, Prince and Landgrave of Hesse, and Prince Philip of Hohenlohe-Langenburg.